Yeah, I put that up, that deer stand up there. I forgot all about. I put it up there. There's a my Vortex finder. Uh, it's got 6 neodymium rare earth magnets, high power magnets, and I calibrated it when I left my house. And that's up. And basically, uh, diametric would be up, and then paratimetric, I'm not a scientist, but would go down. So this is how the magnets will float on their own magnetic field. And if you find a vortex here, this is the Indian, supposedly this is the Indian campsite here, and right over there's a cabin where we had the run-in with the 8 foot tall Indian spirits, which called the tribe. And the magnets are dropped down. This is their Indian camp right here. This is the male Indian camp, and supposedly they come from the Shell Mound, where the Gulf of Mexico is, the largest Indian burial mound, not about 10 miles that way, where the Gulf is. And that was the female camp over there, according to the psychics. Nothing ever grows here, and that's typical, I believe, with places where it's been. Huh? What is it?
This tree rat.
No.
Look at this thing.
When high energy, uh, paranormal things happen, human consciousness, something happens, whether something happens really bad, maybe really good, or over a long period of time this was used. Nothing ever grows here, ever. And I've been here since '85, so this makes perfect sense to me. Oh, wow.
There's something rubbing on there.
Was that there yesterday?
I didn't come here yesterday.
Man, something really tore that up.
Yeah, dude, that's the boar rub. That's a big ass fucking boar coming up like that high.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he
down.
tore up the feeder.
That's a monster.
We got a feeder. It's 4.5 feet off the ground, and he tore the basket off the bottom, all fastened in there with 12 fasteners, and tore the box off. So we've been repairing that all day. But I calibrated the magnets when I left. Actually, just over there at the cabin, a couple 100 feet away. And let's see. I noticed that. Well, you know what? It's different over here. The magnets drop down 2 millimeters. That's not a big deal, but it is a big deal when I can't get any of my instruments to measure this, except for this practical device I made. Yeah, look at that. The middle of that magnet is supposed to be where the black line is, and so that's about a drop of 2 millimeters. So maybe this is the center of the vortex instead of where the road is over there. And within 500 square feet of this whole area, we've had incredible spiritual experiences, extraterrestrial craft encounters with extraterrestrials right here. There's probably been at least 15 witnesses for that right here in this area. And we have Bigfoot encounters every time we come here. Encounters being wood knocks and vocalizations, subsonic whoops. A few months ago, I was almost knocked over on my back by one. And yeah, see how nothing grows right here. Nothing. Which I find really interesting. So, but we're going to go out by the road, which is about 150 yards that way, and that's where you can really feel it. But you got to feel it. You get the sensation by sitting in your vehicle at night with the lights on a certain spot on the road. But that could be, we could just be on the outside of it. But black triangular crafts we've seen here, double row windows, red light and a blue light at each end. And that's where I had my 6-hour abduction over there back in 1994. One of the dates I talked about on my video, I was off on that by like 10 years. I don't know why I said that. There was some kind of a date I was off on there, but I made the correction in the comments right after I made the video. So, anyways, this is the reading I'm getting here, so which is quite different than where my house is, 150 miles from here. What that could be expected too, because magnetic gradient lines are different, but it's still in line with the property. And actually, if you look at the earth lines on a Google map, they kind of curve, so it kind of catches this property and my property, so should still be the same. But I haven't got a reading that far off ever. Ever meaning been using this for about a week and a half now. Everywhere I go, just checking to see what kind of readings I get with it. Basically, it's a borosilicate tube, glass tube with the very strong. You put these magnets together, you can't get them apart. When you take them apart, if they snap together, they'll smash and hurt your fingers. So they're pretty strong magnets. So, and I calibrated it 1 through 7, minus 1 through 7, plus 1 through 7, going up and down. So, anyways, that's my instrument. I've mentioned it a long time ago. And we're going to stop here and we're going to go out by the road here. And we're going to check to see what the Vortex is doing over there. And that's where we can really feel it. But, you know, we've never set up lawn chairs here, which is probably what we should do. Set up lawn chairs here and just put a strong light out in the woods and see if we get the same sensation. But we just have activity everywhere here, so it's got to be Vortex. I don't know if that's the name for it or what it is in nature that causes this, but you know, I think it's human activity has a lot to do with it. Prolonged human consciousness, and probably Indians camping here for thousands of years, and so. We came out here one time. I took my neighbors out here, which are amateur archaeologists, and we were going to dig here. We brought a shovel, and they're both a couple skeptics about any kind of paranormal activity. And we just stuck the shovel in the ground, just buried the shovel right in. Only went in about 3 inches. And we did that, and we just felt like a vacuum thump. And those guys are middle-aged, and we all looked at each other, and both of them just grabbed the shovel and went right back to the cabin. They said, F that, we're not digging here. There's something wrong. So definitely the tribe here was not appreciating anybody digging. But we're just going to see, you know, thousands of years or maybe hundreds of years of this being used, you know, campfire, and, you know, as a camp, you know, they'd come up with some spear points or something right under the topsoil. But that was about 7-8 years ago, and we'll never do that again. So we're gonna go out by the road, see what happens. We're out here on the road, and I don't know if we're on right on the edge of the edge of it, but I notice it's the strongest right here, about 5 feet past our driveway. And you stop here, and this is where the most sensation is. So you're looking down that way, that's what you see. You know, you can't videotape it, you can't record it any way that I know of. But, you know, even if you pull in to where Vince is standing, and you don't get it. And that's where we park our trucks. And if you go down the road that way, you go down there 25 feet, it doesn't happen. Or anywhere in this place. But I'm getting the same reading, and the magnets are dropped down about, I don't know, a millimeter or two, not much, but you know, they're not centered like they are back where I live, where I calibrated this. I use that as a calibration of to center. So I don't know. I don't know how scientific it is, but it's, you know, the magnets are floating on their field. You could also flip the magnets around and put a non-magnetic plastic spring in there, and have the magnets draw against each other and attract against each other, and you might get a different reading altogether. So I could be doing it wrong. So, but this is what I come up with to test it, and I'm seeing some kind of different reading here than I would any other place. So it's registering something, which is, you know, the best reading I've gotten out of, you know, we got 5 suitcases full of electronic equipment, all kinds of magnetic field testing equipment, and it's, you know, nothing costs thousands of dollars, instruments, but, you know, this is the best reading I got so far that document it. So that's it.